Welcome to the July episode of Core Connection. I'm your host, Patrick Bloodgood. This month, we take a look at how the Engineering Research and Development Center is expanding cold weather research, how USACE looks at water quality around its dam projects, the Air Force is getting a new B-21 Beddown facility in South Dakota, we look at how USACE supports military construction efforts in the Baltics, Rangers get pepper sprayed as part of a training exercise, and finally, a ranger from the Louisville district has taken on a new role, beekeeper. All those stories coming up on this edition of Core Connection. It's July and yes, it's hot, but the focus at the Cold Regions Research and Engineering Laboratory is always frigid. Recently, the lab expanded its capabilities with the addition of a new building that will enable them to dig deeper into cold weather solutions and technology.
The U.S. Army Engineer Research and Development Center's Cold Regions Research and Engineering Laboratory in Hanover, New Hampshire, is expanding its capability in extreme cold weather research with its new climactic chamber building. The facility will be used for military research, development, test and evaluation applications with a focus on the emerging needs of the warfighter, and supporting the development of science and technology capabilities relevant to the 21st century, with a focus on new fields of research.
The insights gained from the research performed in this new climatic chamber will not only ensure our military is prepared to operate in some of the planet's harshest environments, but also benefit everyday Americans by improving our roads and other infrastructure systems.
The Corps truly understands the importance of engineering, especially in cold climates, to the U.S. Army and the rest of the military as they accomplish their mission. I want to thank the many men and women who work at and closely with Corel. It's your drive to solve the toughest problems, your desire to push the limits of our understanding. That has enabled Congress to fund this new facility.
So the facility, as it stands right now, allows us several capabilities that we didn't have in the past. We actually have a facility that has been designed from the start to have running vehicles inside of it. We have a facility that is capable of large-scale mil-spec testing. Previously, we only had small reach-in chambers. Now this one can actually hold a vehicle. And of course, it's our first chamber that's actually designed from the start to be safe with hazardous materials involved in testing. The most important part, for example, of operating a vehicle in the extreme cold is engine start. So once you've cold soaked a vehicle in the chamber, it's all well and good to drive it outside and test it. But at that point, the key feature that you want to have the chamber still cold for is the actual engine startup process. And so that ability to have the vehicle running, to be able to do engine starts and stops, actually does a lot for many energy topics that will be of considerable interest to the military in the 21st century.
Word is already spreading to our stakeholders and our partners about this new capability we have here in the cold climatic chamber. And our partners are already lining up because they can't wait to work with us to get new technologies and new capabilities into this facility for development and testing. It's interesting because when we're talking about extreme cold, that's when you get below minus 25 degrees. Not below freezing, below minus 25 degrees, and this puppy will go down to minus 54. Part of the excitement about this new facility is whereas we're primarily focused on the Arctic, we support many other parts of our greater nation. For example, we support the Corps of Engineers Civil Works mission. So I envision work being done in this facility on anti-icing technology. Believe it or not, we even support NASA because, you know, you go to the moon, you go to Mars, it's extremely cold. And we can support even NASA mission needs with this new facility as we've supported them in the past. So these are exciting times for the Cold Regions Lab, both supporting our nation and indeed our planet in the polar regions of the world, but even beyond. to support space exploration for future generations.
Making sure water quality around USACE dams are within environmental standards is a huge mission for the Corps. USACE personnel, like the team at Lake Cumberland, continually sample and test the water to make sure it's ecologically safe for humans, plants, and wildlife.
The water quality team with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Nashville District collected water samples May 24 through 26, 2022 from Wolf Creek Dam's tailwater, along with 12 more stations in the reservoir and major tributaries of Lake Cumberland. While the team surveys water quality and visits the lake monthly to monitor water temperature, dissolved oxygen, conductivity, and pH, on this trip, it conducted a full water sampling to analyze for nutrients, metals, algae, and chlorophyll.
We are out here frequently, and if there's anything that looks suspicious to us on the surface of the water or in the things that we find, we report that immediately to the Kentucky Division of Water for any type of action.
At each station, the team checked water clarity with a Secchi disc and collected water quality data at 5 feet intervals from the surface to the deepest point in the channel reservoir at each lake station. After evaluating the data, the team determined which depths to pull samples.
So we're going to go down to 5 feet. We have this rope marked to know our depth. And then I'm going to pull it back up, and we will bottle this water and send it off for analysis.
The water quality team wants people who recreate at Lake Cumberland to know that the Corps of Engineers routinely monitors water quality to verify that the water in the lake is healthy for visitors. This is Lee Roberts reporting for the Nashville District at Lake Cumberland in Kentucky.
USACE continues to support our nation's men and women in uniform. At Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, the Omaha District and the Air Force celebrated the start of construction on new facilities to help maintain B-21 bombers.
Representatives from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Air Force, the state of South Dakota, and industry partners gathered May 25, 2022 to conduct an official groundbreaking ceremony for the start of the B-21 Raider bomber bed down at Ellsworth Air Force Base. The historic building endeavor is the first awarded B-21 military construction project Air Force-wide and will provide a low observable restoration facility with paint booth type functionality in support of B-21 weapon system maintenance and operations.
This is the first of about, somewhere between 2 and 3 dozen projects at Ellsworth in order to bed down this new aircraft here. So this is one of many, and we look forward to awarding more contracts here in the near future as well as into the coming years. So pace of construction, pace of progress at Ellsworth. This is an active B-1 base, so there's a lot of interest and consideration for not impacting B-1 operations as we go about the delicate process of building new facilities and things like that.
The groundbreaking ceremony was organized by Ellsworth Air Force Base. General Anthony Cotton, Commander, Air Force Global Strike Command, provided the keynote address. The event was attended by USACE Northwestern Division Commander, Colonel Jeff Van Epps, Omaha District Commander, Colonel Mark Himes, South Dakota Representative Dusty Johnson, delegations from both South Dakota senators, state and local government, local media, Air Force stakeholders, and many industry partners.
This is the first project in a multi-billion-dollar program that the Corps is going to execute over the next decade or so that's going to help the Air Force modernize its bomber leg of the nuclear triad. And in doing so, we're going to really help improve and modernize the national defense and the security of our nation.
USACE Omaha District is expected to proof and approve the remaining construction contracts while ramping up construction efforts over the next 5 years.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers' support to our military doesn't stop at the nation's borders. The Europe District is busy supporting our country's interests abroad and highlights their work in the Baltics.
Hey, I'm Chris Bailey here in Army Air Base in Estonia. In the Baltics, USACE supports the EDI program, European Deterrence Initiative. Our primary partner is USACEhas, working on facility upgrades to air bases in Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. In addition, USACE also supports the Humanitarian Assistance Program, renovating kindergartens, fire stations, and emergency medical facilities throughout the Baltics. So working here in Estonia and throughout the Baltics is a rewarding experience, here representing USACE in the U.S. and working alongside NATO and our allies.
The job of a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers park ranger is generally one that has positive interactions with the millions of visitors who recreate at a Corps project throughout the year. However, there are times interactions may become a bit adversarial, and the rangers need to get control of a situation quickly. Pittsburgh District Rangers received training in using pepper spray to help subdue an unruly individual.
Hi, my name is Ryan Smith. I'm a park ranger for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in the Pittsburgh District, and I'm about to get pepper sprayed.
Close your eyes and hold your breath. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Did it hit you? What are you feeling?
It did hit me at first, but now it is.
What does it feel like?
Like there's sand in my eyes. At first, it wasn't bad. I thought I was immune for like a split second, but as soon as I got over here, it was like, oh. Whew.
How you feeling?
Not good. So my eyes are burning pretty bad. It's pretty tough to open them right now. I can breathe fine. It felt real sandy. Like if somebody squeezed jalapeno juice in your eyes and then kicked sand in them. Not good.
Finally, it's time to talk about the birds and the bees. Well, the bees at least. A Louisville District Park Ranger is now a pollinator aficionado, as he has taken on an additional duty of beekeeper, taking care of these vital insects that are essential to the ecosystem.
Hi, my name's Jim Merkley. I'm a park ranger up here at Patoka Lake. Take care of the bees for us. We got our bees in 2020 after another ranger at another lake had retired. The other lake didn't have anybody who could take care of the bees. And we had already had a good pollinator plan in place at that time for wildflowers like you see here. We've really been kind of excited about doing that kind of stuff, so getting bees was a good fit for us. I took them over in the fall of 2020 right after I came here. I was brand new to bees, I've never done anything with them before. It's been a really fascinating experience. So learning to be a beekeeper, I got a book, which we had here at the Corps, and then I got a hold of a beekeeper who's a neighbor with us here, and she showed me about the bees when she got in them last year, showed me what to do, and I kind of took what she showed me, ran from there. I actually got some at home because I was so fascinated by them. Got some for me, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law are into it, and then some real good friends of ours, I talked them into a beehive too, so now between all of us we kind of learn together on our bees. So we actually have a live hive where I can take part of the beehive there, and I can, in good weather, take it to schools and show kids a lot of the brood and stuff like that. Helps them to actually get hands-on without actually touching bees, gets them past their fears a lot. Or I've also talked to groups too with people who are wanting to get into beekeeping, because I'll say I'm not an expert, but I have the inside of a first-year beekeeper, so what it's taken me to get through the first year.
That wraps up this edition of Corps Connection. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in August with another episode. Until then, continue to have a safe and happy summer.